Yes, of course. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhuji, my question is that the parents we are living with, or the people we are like in relation with right now, surrounded with, so is it because we had a relationship with them in the past lives also, or like is it because of our past karma that we are again associating with them in this life, or like how is it like we are with them? Like what is our like connection or duty towards them? Like how is it working?
Okay, so a question. Whether our parents are all related to us because of our karma. So here, see, the living entity takes another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, sense and touch, which are grouped about the mind. It thus enjoys a particular set of sense object. So this is how he goes to the next body. You want to read this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hello. No one can read. Anyone would like to read this?
Sundar, you want to continue?
Prabhuji, I'm unable to see the screen.
You are not able to see the screen. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. I can able to see, Prabhu. Can I read?
Please.
Yeah, please go ahead. You cannot see the screen?
Translation.
Yeah, go ahead.
Translation. The personality of Godhead said, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of his work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of woman through the particle of male semen to assume a particular type of body.
So you can see, you can read the purport.
Okay, Purport. As stated in the last chapter, after suffering different kinds of hellish conditions, a man comes again to the human form of body. The same topic is continued in this chapter. In order to give a particular type of human form to a person who has already suffered hellish life, the soul is transferred to the semen of man who is just suitable to become his father. During sexual intercourses, the soul is transferred through the semen of the father into the mother's womb in order to produce a particular type of body. This process is applicable to all embodied living entities, but it is especially mentioned for the man who was transferred to the Andha Tamishra, hell. After suffering there, when he who has had many types of hellish bodies, like those of dogs and hogs, is to come again to the human form, he is given the chance to take his birth in the same type of body from which he degraded himself to hell. Everything Everything is done by the supervision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Material nature supplies the body, but it does so under the direction of the Super Soul. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that a living entity is wandering in this material world on a chariot made by material nature. The Supreme Lord has Super Soul, is always present with the individual soul. He directs material nature to supply a particular type of body to the individual soul according to the result of his work, and the material nature supplies it. Here, one word, Retaha Kanashrayaha, is very significant because it indicates that it is not the semen of the man that creates like life within the womb of a woman. Rather, the living entity, the soul, takes shelter in a particular of semen and is then pushed into the womb of a mother. Then the body develops. There is no possibility of creating a living entity without the presence of the soul simply by sexual intercourses. The materialistic the theory that there is no soul and that a child is born simply by material combination of the sperm and ovum is not very feasible. It is unacceptable.
Yes. So you see, this is the arrangement of the Lord, that a person is put into a particular body, having a particular father, a particular mother. It's the arrangement of the Lord. Understand? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Do you understand this? Under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. You see this word here? And according to the result of his work. So if he's pious, then he is put into a pious family. If he is sinful, he is put into sinful family. Correct? And those who are envious, Krishna says, I cast them to lower and lower species where they gradually degrade. Huh? Yes? See here, those who are impious, those who are mischievous and envious, who are lowest among men, I perpetually cast them to the ocean of material existence into various demonic species of life. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. So those who are pious, they are elevated and they're given, families where they get a chance to revive their Krishna consciousness. And for those who are impious, they're put into hell. It's all under the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. Because he is the, witness. Here in this body, there's a transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor who exists as the overseer, is that? And permitter, and who is known as the super soul. So who receives what? It is all due to one's previous life's karma, Yes?
Yes.
It's not by chance, there's no chance philosophy here. It's all by arrangement of the Lord. Yesham antagata papam jananam punya karmanam tedvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dirdavitaha. Persons who have acted piously in previous life and in this life whose sinful actions are completely eradicated are freed from the dualities of delusion and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So you must have acted piously, otherwise you cannot get pious birth. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So sometimes the Lord puts someone in a called fire family so that they can become detached easily, Understand? Just like uh, father of Vena. He had this Vena as a son who was very, very, what we say, he was giving a lot of trouble, no? Hmm? So, because he was giving so much trouble, and the father tried in so many ways to correct him, but he could not correct the boy. And finally, he became disgusted and he left. So, sometimes Krishna puts a person in a family so that they can become detached. Hmm? You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that's again by the Lord's arrangement. Who goes where, which body, it's all by the higher arrangement of the Lord. Hmm?
Prabhuji, so if we are like living with a non-devotee family, so is it also like something Krishna has planned for us?
Definitely. It's definitely Krishna's plan. You know, without Krishna's plan, you won't be able to get this body. Correct? Yeah, no.
Yes, Prabhuji. Absolutely.
Hmm. So what to do? So you have, that's why Krishna immediately says in the Bhagavad Gita, that one have to learn how to be tolerant, no? Hmm?
Yes.
Right?
240.
He never say you try to change the situation to Arjuna. He never said you try to hmm? He asked Arjuna to just become tolerant. That is the whole idea in this material world. Better to tolerate, no? And in the meantime, pray to Krishna, correct? You want to read this?
Yes, Prabhuji. Both are not Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, disappearance in the due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception or stricken of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
Right. So this material world is a place of miseries, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Understand? So this is how King Anga he thought. King Anga was thinking like this. Hmm? Can you read?
Who, if he is considerate and intelligent, would desire such a worthless son? The sun is nothing but a bond of illusion for the living entity, and makes one's home miserable. Then the king thought a bad son is better than a good son, because a good creates an attachment for home, whereas bad sun does not. A bad sun creates a hellish home from which an intelligent man naturally becomes very easily detached. Yes.
You see how sometimes you are put into a situation where things are not very favorable. So the idea is to, by Krishna, is to make you become detached. You understand? So you
Yes, sir.
cannot just say why I get parent like this, why I don't get. I mean, Krishna has a plan to make you more stronger. When there's opposition, then you become more serious, no?
Yes, Prabhuji. So true.
Mm. Mm. So we have to learn how to accept it as our faith and carry on preaching, pushing on, practicing.
Yes.
Yes. Mm. So here you can see how good son is not good, bad son is better. You become more detached. Yes. So family situation, you cannot change it anyway, correct? Unless you can preach to your parents and your parents become devotees, and that's another thing. But if you cannot, then take it as Krishna's arrangement and move on.
Yes, sir.
Start analyzing why I took this birth and why Krishna cannot give me another birth, and all these kind of things are totally unnecessary. It's better to work a solution, and the solution is to become more Krishna conscious and take it as Krishna's arrangement. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. Why Krishna did that? Then there's no need to ask this question. Why? Huh? Krishna has plans. Krishna will always do the best for his devotee. So a devotee should always think like that, no? Hmm? If a person is accusing Krishna, then his devotional service is not very intelligent. Whereas a devotee, they take these reversals like this. Anyone else want to read?
My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obediences with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become its rightful claim.
Hmm. So the devotee is in this kind of consciousness, He accepts everything as the causeless mercy of the Lord, all the while patiently suffering the reaction of his past misdeeds. Do the blaming, or why the Lord is so unkind to me and why this and why that. It doesn't talk like that. It talks like this. No, no, no. Because of my karma that I'm suffering, I suffer more, but because I've got Krishna, my suffering has been reduced. Hmm? This is how a devotee should be thinking if he has reversals. He should not try to be like the karmis. Whenever there's some reversal, they are always blaming everybody except themselves.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So the devotee, in this sense, he accepts and patiently he suffers. All the while he paying obeisance to the Lord with his heart, words, and body. Surely she will quickly come out. Hmm? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. He should not try to think that he is very pure and he shouldn't go through all these things. And usually neophyte devotees think like that. Whenever some reversals, they start blaming God for it. So this is how you check our advance. When there's something not favorable, we accept it as our karma. And start paying obeisances to the Lord, to all the devotees, and praying for mercy, so the situation can change. You understand? This is all procedures in making us more advanced in spiritual life. So unless we become purified all these material conditionings, how we are going to go and be with the Lord? Difficult, no? So the Lord is making arrangement to purify us. So He puts us in particular situations so that we learn how to become more and more attached to Krishna. Correct? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that is how we should learn. Because until we get completely attached to Krishna, there's no chance of going back to the spiritual world.
Prabhuji, since like Krishna has put us with family or the people we stay with, so like is it something like our responsibility towards them also, or we should just not bother ourselves with all this?
Vasudev Prabhu, can you be on mute, please?
Yeah. Everyone move yourself so that we can hear properly.
Vasudev Prabhu, please be on mute.
My dear Lord, one who
Please be on mute.
eternally,
No.
my dear Lord, one who eternally waits for you
Question, I cannot.
and as to your causeless mercy upon him, all the while serenely suffering the reaction of past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances, which with his heart, words and body is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim.
Mute yourself, Vasudev.
Sorry, Prabhu?
You mute yourself.
Mike.
Your mic is creating a lot of interference. Can you repeat your question again? The second question. Move yourself, hey, please. Hello.
Hare Krishna.
Vasudev Prabhu, আপনার মাইকটা বন্ধ করছে, বন্ধ করে দিও মাইকটা।
Prabhu, the CMC is not aware of it. Admin has to do.
हो गया, it's done, Prabhu.
Why don't you kind of mute him? So, Vrinda, can you repeat your second question?
Prabhuji, I was asking that since Krishna has put us with these families and the people around us, so is it our some responsibility towards them to like something, or we should not bother ourselves with all these questions and queries and just focus on Krishna consciousness?
What is the question again? I just could not understand it. Can someone repeat for me? There's a lot of background.
Like the parents we are with, or people who like we are living with them. So is it our like some responsibility towards them also, or we should
Yes.
not bother ourselves with the
Who to parents are? Hello? Responsibility to who? Parents?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hello? You wrote down? Someone wrote?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, for my respectful obeisances unto you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you. Prabhuji, she is asking like, I mean, there is non-devotees circumstances is around us. So it is made by Krishna only, as you said. Without Krishna's interference, nothing happens. So if they are around us, does this mean that we have some kind of responsibility towards them to make them devotees or to work for them, means to bring them in Krishna consciousness? Is this is what she's asking?
Because the devotee who is always with other people, they all are fortunate. Because by contacting a devotee, a person may get a chance to become also devotee. For example, parents, if you become successful in your devotional service, then you take all of them back home, back to Godhead. Correct? So all these are arrangement of the Lord, no? You may seem like they are not very favorable and all, but some way they may be chanting Hare Krishna, we don't know. Correct? They're taking prasadam, some prasadam, somewhere they're hearing Hare Krishna. So all these are very, I would say, powerful activities that purify the soul, you know. Even if they hear them once, it acts because it's not ordinary vibration. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, this is true.
So you continue your devotional service and who you come in contact, who you come and who your parents and who even, for example, if you go and buy some things, the guy who sells you those things and you use it for Krishna, he also benefits. You understand? So a devotee is so auspicious because whoever goes around him, they all benefit, knowingly, unknowingly. Because the devotee is in a humble position, he doesn't see himself a devotee, but his activities are all associated with Krishna. So definitely it's purifying. Even what to speak, you may eat and then your food may have fallen down on the ground and some ants or some insects takes it, they also benefit. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Or you throw away and then some dog come and eat it, they also benefit. Correct? Or the cows, everything. So that's why devotee, because he's associating with Krishna, all these things are very purifying, you know. Because we don't see it like that because we don't think ourselves as a devotee, that's another thing. But the real thing is that because the activities are all connected to Krishna, it creates a very wonderful effect, you know.
Yes, Prabhuji. This is even my personal experience. Like, since I'm from non-devotee family, so my parents are almost after me and they're scolding me. But while they scold me, like almost 20, 50 times, they are saying Krishna, Krishna. Like they say that 24 hours you are only chanting Hare Krishna, or they're like, you are only saying Krishna, Krishna. So while repeat or say scolding me like this, they themselves are taking Krishna's name like almost so many times.
Yeah, even if they scold you also, they saying Krishna's name, no?
Yes,
Correct?
Prabhu. Yes.
So if they chant Krishna's name in any way, they are fortunate, no? Correct? Yes or not?
Yes,
So the
Prabhuji.
chanting of Krishna's name is so powerful, you know. So you cannot think that this is something, listen, it's powerful. Krishna's name, either you say directly, indirectly, you do with musical instrument. In any way you say, the name is so purifying. Hmm?
But Prabhuji, sometimes while like they're scolding me, so sometimes they say bad about my spiritual like Srila Prabhupada also, and like the people I'm associating with, like the devotees. So they say really bad about them. So and if I try to say something to that they did not say anything wrong, so they try to uh, like they don't like it. Then they say more bad things about it.
Hey, whatever bad they say, the holy name cannot become polluted just because they say something bad, no?
Yes, definitely.
Huh? Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. They cannot pollute the holy name, no? The holy name is too powerful, you know. Right? So we have to be patient, no, tolerant, no, what else to do? They always will say, the whole world is always saying bad things only. Who is saying good things? Huh? Correct? Every little thing they are cursing. Because Kali Yuga, no? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Correct. You can see here. Hmm? See here. You want to read? Anyone else want to read can help?
One who chants the holy name of the Lord is immediately freed from the reactions of unlimited sins, even if he chants indirectly to indicate something else, jokingly for musical entertainment or even neglectfully. This is accepted by all the learned scholars of the scriptures.
So you see, is neglectfully helanam, huh?
Yes.
Or parihasam, jokingly, making fun. Huh? Understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So anyway, if they chant, it all benefits, no? You understand? So there's no loss. Because,
Prabhuji, but
hmm?
they say something bad about the spiritual master also, and they like the devotees I'm associating with. And if I try to like say something like that, please don't say anything wrong about them. So they try to like be more, like use dirty words and not being very friendly with that. I mean, they use bad words. Then what should I do?
You just be patient, no? You don't react. You just try to be patient here. If you can go away, you go away, no? Hmm? Understand? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Don't agitate them and all that. It's going to become worse. What happened to you? Narada Muni also was cursed by what's his name? Daksha, you know. He just listen, accepted and go away. You understand? So we have to learn how to be tolerant, no? What to do. Especially if the person who is chastising you or your parents, you cannot fight back, what? Correct? Just be quiet, no? Nothing we can do. Or you just get somebody else to come and talk to parents. They probably will not shout at them. And that way the person can advise them or preach to them. If you start preaching, then this fighting will come because they don't accept your authority. Yes? And then if you fight with them, things become even worse. You should try to encourage them to work in devotion, no? Bhagavad Gita, correct? Yes, anybody knows this verse? We should be teaching them how to work in the spirit of devotion. That you should be a little bit expert in engaging them. You want to read that?
So as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties, a learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness.
Correct. You understand? So how to make them become attached to Krishna, do work for Krishna, that you have to be an expert, no? Just like Srila Prabhupada was giving class in the early days, and one man, he walked between the class, he came right inside, and he went straight to the toilet, and he put some toilet paper there, and then he went out. And Prabhupada said, this is devotional service. You understand? So you should try to think how to engage them in such a way that they also benefit spiritually. So that's your intelligence. Correct? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So is it clear?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji, got it clear.
Anybody else have any other questions? During the pastimes of testing Sri Krishna by stealing the calves and the cowherd boys, Brahma saw the absolute truth and his opulence. But why did he get the doubt during his visit to Dwaraka regarding is there any other Brahma? Did he just saw only one universe during the stealing pastime? See, this stealing pastime was done just to facilitate Krishna's leelas, So Brahma was put into bewilderment. And then when he went to Dwaraka, again Krishna bewildered him so that Krishna can show. So Krishna uses his two Maya, Mahamaya and Yoga Maya. So he uses this Yoga Maya to bewilder great personalities like Brahma, Shiva, even for the matter, so that he can use them to illustrate a point, how even such great personalities, they get bewildered. Krishna comes every day, Lord Brahma's pastime. We may think that every day we are doing something and we get reminded, we won't do it again. Mistake. But here, Brahma every day he gets bewildered so that Krishna can do his pastime of stealing the cows. And the coward boys. You understand?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
And Krishna again bewildered him when he went to Dwaraka, Krishna again. So Krishna wanted to show the millions of universe and the millions of Brahmas, otherwise how we will know?
Yes,
So Krishna has to use personalities like Brahma, and that nobody else can use. For this example, only Brahma can be used, no? Correct?
yes. Prabhuji, here I have one more doubt. Like now I'm seeing sunrise today and tomorrow also sunrise. It will be same only. Like I know what sunrise is. So Brahma doesn't know he's seeing every day as Krishna.
Brahma's time is so far, no? Correct? Now
Okay.
one day, for us is just tomorrow, no? Finish, no? For his one day it takes, 14 manus. Yes?
Yes.
And then by the time the next day comes, his whole night he has to sleep and all destruction will happen. Correct? Hello?
Yes.
Ah.
So he will forget everything again.
Krishna makes him forget, no? That's why he has to again pray to Krishna how to create. This is there in second canto Bhagavatam, no? Krishna says, you already know, again I will manifest, I can show you the verse. So he forgets, the moment he wakes up, he's got to be reminded how to do all this. Because his span of time is, not, it's like 12 hours of hours,
But for him, it will be like one day, no, Prabhuji. Means for us, it is too big.
Yeah, it's one day, how many manus have going? Millions of years,
Okay.
no? His one day span is millions of years.
Yes.
You understand? So you can see here, again he is asking, Brahma is asking, please instruct me how to create, although he's doing it every time you say, no? See? Please tell me so that I may be taught in the matter by the instruction of the personality of Godhead, and may thus act instrumentally to generate living entities without being conditioned by such activities. See, again he's asking this question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And he's saying again the same thing. Oh my Lord, the unborn, you have shaken hand with me just as friend does with a friend, as if equal in position. I shall be engaged in creation of different types of living entity, and I shall be occupied in your service. I shall have no perturbation, but I pray that all this may not give rise to pride, as if I were the supreme. So he's again praying.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So it's not something that, you must understand that you are seeing on your viewpoint, Huh?
Yes.
In
Oh,
your
Prabhuji also.
and
Yes.
Brahma's whole, position. Our position is, we go to bed and we wake up in a few hours, finish, right?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes,
Our
Prabhuji.
his is different. So it is not something that Brahma, he wakes up and he prays again to the Lord. The whole idea is to always be dependent on the Lord, no?
Yes.
Even when Arjuna, when he was, Aswatthama was shooting this Brahmastra and was going to destroy the world, so he was praying to Krishna, what shall I do? Can you tell me what is all this? Krishna said, this is Aswatthama is throwing this weapon and he doesn't know how to retract it, So Arjuna, you please, you know how to do, you do. See, although Arjuna knows, but he still consult the Lord, correct? Understand?
Yes.
So that is the whole purpose of spiritual life, to always be dependent on the Lord. No, not that I know, I'll do, I do. It's not like that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is how we become dependent on Guru and Krishna. Arjuna is showing by example, what shall I do now? No, Arjuna, this Aswatthama has thrown this weapon and he doesn't know how to retract. So you are expert in this, you do this. Then Arjuna succumbed to the Lord and he shoot his Brahmastra and he withdrew this other Brahmastra of Aswatthama. He could have done it, what? You think he doesn't know? Huh? Yes?
Yes.
So this is how we understand how a person acts in front of his superior. Is always in a subordinate position, taking advice. Not that you try to act in such a way to show off to your superior that you know better than him. Then that's wasting time, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we learn how to act. Otherwise you think again Krishna will keep you near him. What? We'll ask you to go home, what? This is why we are conditioned and these are pure people, no?
Yes.
Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhuji. Here, one more doubt I just got, Prabhuji. Krishna's Leelas will be like in every universe, same Leela will be repeating, no, Prabhuji? Like now Arjuna, what he has done with Arjuna. Same in another universe also, Arjuna will be there.
Of course.
Same pastime.
Every time this pastime, that's why it's called Nitya Leela. Always
so, yes, if it is Nitya Leela, I mean, will Krishna won't be tired of repeating the same thing again and again?
Pastimes are not boring, huh?
Oh,
Understand?
because it is same activity.
For you it's boring because we are not pure, no? Pure devotees want to hear it over and over again because it's so relishing. Because we are not, it's boring for us. Because we are materially contaminated. When a person is contaminated by lust, anger, greed and all these anarthas, then his heart, will not get attracted to this, hearing the pastimes of the Lord. Pure devotees, they just keep hearing and hearing again, is giving them more and more bliss. Hello? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. I mean, Krishna is full of varieties, no, Prabhuji. In this case, I mean, being a devotee, I would like to hear about Krishna again and again, but Krishna is full of varieties. Why Krishna is repeating same variety again and again in each universe?
What? His pastimes are so purifying. You see? Can you read this?
An intelligent person who has understood the Supreme Lord in association with pure devotees and has become freed from bad materialistic association can never avoid hearing the glories of the Lord, even though he has heard them only once. How then could the Pandavas tolerate his separation, for they had been intimately associated with his person by seeing him face to face, touching him, conversing with him, and sleeping, sitting, and dining with him?
So the more you hear about Krishna, the more he makes it more relishable. That's it when you become to the Brahma Bhuta platform. But if you are not in the Brahmaputra platform, then it's very boring for you. You don't like it, you know. Hmm? Huh?
Always engaging in the activities of devotional service, devotees feel ever increasingly fresh and new in all their activities. The all-knower, the super soul within the heart of the devotee makes everything increasingly fresh. This is known as Brahman position by the advocates of the absolute truth. In such a liberated stage, Brahmabhuta, one is never bewildered, nor does one lament or become unnecessarily jubilant. This is due to the Brahmabhuta situation.
So the more you hear, the more you want to hear, no? That's why, you know, it says, you know, Rupa Goswami says, you know, I want millions of tongues and millions of this. Huh? Why he wants millions of tongues if it's so boring? Hello?
No, no,
That's why
Prabhuji.
to do, we have first to do our devotional service, no? We are forced, no? 16 round, even that also is difficult, 16 round. Why so much chanting? Why can't reduce this, no? Yes?
Yes,
Hmm? So is their level and our level? Hmm?
yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, is that the same Arjuna in every universe or different? In each universe, there will be just like Brahma, different Brahmas are there.
Same Arjuna and same Kunti, Prabhupada said. They are both eternally liberated soul, always traveling with Arjuna. So Krishna told in the Bhagavad Gita, no, you and I have taken many births, no? Hmm?
Many births, like same, like as Arjuna, always like Arjuna only.
Yes. And always Kunti Devi, they go with the Lord every time, the pastimes, you know. And all the residents of Vrindavan, they all always accompanying the Lord. There's no, you cannot be a Radha, you cannot be a Mother Yashoda, you know, like that. They are all eternal associates. Do you want to read this first?
Yes, Prabhuji. I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many mouths. When that name enters the holes of the ears, we desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert.
Hmm? So
Yes, Prabhuji.
this is how the describing a play written by Srila Rupa Goswami describing the pastime of Sri Vrindavan in Sri Krishna in Vrindavan. Hmm? Because we are in the condition level, therefore these things are not attractive to us. So we have to go through the sadhana bhakti to purify our senses. You know, you cannot understand Krishna by the blunt material senses, you know. Ataha Krishna,
Yes,
you know, it's not possible. So we need to get purified, and that purify starts by hearing the, you know, with the tongue. Hmm? Right? So we must know at what level we are. Then you are thinking, oh, what is this so boring? You know, Krishna is killing Putana over and over again. You know? Yeah, because we are watching too many of these karmi videos, you know. One time we see the movie, we won't want to see it again. Yes? Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we think that Krishna's pastime is also like this. Krishna is different. No, is so much of happiness you get from him. You want to read this?
Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue, To chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is.
So when the person becomes Krishna conscious and he gets to contact Krishna in the Suddha Sattva platform, all his senses are like, facing some kind of electrification in happiness, Awaken, all the senses are awakened. That is explained by Guru Maharaj, So all his senses became very active when he saw the Lord. It's because the Lord is source of all happiness, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because we don't know. We don't know. We are in the conditioned platform. We are trying to analyze everything in this level. How?
But that Putana will be like always same Putana or different Putanas, Prabhuji?
Putana all different. Arjuna will be the same. Then some others like Kunti Devi and Yashoda, Radha, these all personalities that, they are always with the Lord, no?
So Krishna knows already, this has happened already. So Krishna knows now it is going to happen.
Krishna likes to do these pastimes over and over again because he wants to glorify his devotees. You want to read this?
Dhruv Maharaj said, "My dear Lord, you are all powerful. After entering within me, you have enlivened all my sleeping senses. My hands, legs, ears, touch sensation, life force, and especially my power of speech. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you."
You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You don't know how to understand this unless you experience, no?
Yes.
So you can see the purport. Dhruva Maharaj could understand very easily the difference between his condition before and after attaining spiritual realization and seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. He could understand that his life force and activities have been sleeping. Unless one comes to the spiritual platform, his bodily limbs, mind, and other facilities within the body are understood to be sleeping. Unless one is spiritually situated, all these activities are taken as a dead man's activity or ghostly activities. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has composed a song in which he addressed himself, "O living entity, get up. How long shall you sleep on the lap of Maya? Jiv Jago, this is a song. And now you have the opportunity of possessing a human form of body. Now try to get up and realize yourself. The Vedas also declare, get up, utista, utista. You have the opportunity, the boom of a human form of life. Now realize yourself. Ataha Brahma Jikyasaha. These are the Vedic injunctions. Dhruva Maharaj actually experienced that upon enlightenment of his senses on the spiritual platform, he could understand the essence of Vedic instruction, that the Supreme Lord is the Supreme Person, is not impersonal. Dhruva Maharaj could immediately understand this fact. He was aware that for a very long time he was practically sleeping and felt the impetus to glorify the Lord according to the Vedic conclusion. A mundane person cannot offer any prayer or glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he has no realization of the Vedic conclusion. When Dhruva Maharaj therefore found the difference between himself, he could immediately understand that it was because of the causeless mercy of the Lord. He offered obeisance to the Lord with great respect and reverence, completely understanding that Lord's favor was upon him. This spiritual enlightenment of Dhruva Maharaj's senses and mind was due to the action of the internal potency of the Lord. In this verse, therefore, the word Swadhamana means by spiritual energy. Spiritual enlightenment is possible by the mercy of the spiritual energy of the Lord. The chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is first addressed to the spiritual energy of the Lord. Hare, Srimati Radharani. The spiritual energy acts when a living entity fully surrenders and accepts his position as an eternal servitor. When a person places himself at the disposal of the order of the Supreme Lord, that is called Sevan Mukha. At that time, the spiritual energy gradually reveals the Lord to him. Without revelation by the spiritual energy, one is unable to offer prayers, glorify the Lord. Any amount of physical speculation or poetic expression by mundane person is still considered to be the action and reaction of material energy. When one is actually enlivened by spiritual energy, all his senses become purified and he engages all only in the service of the Lord. At that time, his hands, legs, ears, tongue, mind, genitals, everything engage in the service of the Lord. Such an enlightened devotee no longer has any material activities, nor has he has any interest in being materially engaged. This process of purifying the senses and engaging them in the service of the Lord is known as bhakti or devotional service. In the beginning, the senses are engaged by direction of the spiritual master and the Shastra. And after realization, when the same senses are purified, the engagement continues. The difference is that in the beginning, the senses are engaged in a mechanical way, but after realization, they are engaged in spiritual understanding. That's why the Lord, after the Durva Maharaj saw the Lord and the Lord asked him, what do you want? He said, no, I don't want anything. I came here looking for broken glasses. I found a valuable jewel. Instead, I'm satisfied. So if you are satisfied fully, then how you can be bored? Doesn't make sense, no? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You understand? So until we are waking, our senses are awakened. That's why we have to practice these rules and regulation. We get this taste, the taste of chanting, ruchi. So in the advanced stage, a person is always relishing the association of the Lord. And he doesn't want, just like the gopis, they don't want to even separate from the Lord even for a moment. How much bliss they are getting. That's why they're blaming Brahma for being he doesn't know how to create because he created eyelids. Because the moment blinking is giving a lot of pain to them. You understand? So that much of what we say attraction for the Lord they have. So how can they be bought by seeing it? They want to see it over and over again. Actually.
Prabhuji, gopis are eternal. So they are they created by Brahma, not by, means they didn't come from Golok Vrindavan?
Who, the gopis?
Yes.
Gopis, there are two kinds. One is who came from the spiritual world, and the other kind, they came from practicing all the rules and regulation, no? And another batch from the, those people, the sages who want to embrace Lord Ram.
Yes.
They wanted to have conjugal relation, but because they are man and man is difficult, so they took birth again as gopis.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji, got it.
And then the Surtis, the prayers of the Surtis in the 10th canto, 1087, they also became gopis. So many categories, all came to join in the Lord's pastime. All are perfected beings, it's not so cheap to become a servant of Krishna in that conjugal love. So we want to pray. We are taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis who was serving the Supreme Lord. Gopi in Bharata Padakamala yo das 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 anudas.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So how can the Lord be boring? The Lord is full of spiritual energies, get happiness. Why people want to engage in sex life again and again and again, although the pleasure is little while and is finished? Because they are attracted to that little pleasure. Yes.
Yes.
So if you go to someone who's got all the pleasure all the time, then how can he be boring? Tell me.
I mean, with Radha Krishna and Gopis, Yashodama, they all will be nice, but Putana, Asuras are there, that fighting and all. Will it be like Krishna wants again and again that fighting also?
Who can volunteer to be Putana? No problem. Correct? So, you can go join and become a Putana. Nobody is stopping you. Correct? But
I mean, why do Krishna wants that, Prabhuji? I mean, why Krishna likes to be that killing? Means why Krishna likes that also repetition?
that's also his pastime. No, he can't do that in the spiritual world. He likes to fight. He likes to do all these things. He can only do in the material world. No.
Okay. Yes, got it.
At the same time, when it's these pastimes, the devotees relish them. The non-devotees they don't like. But the Lord, he annexed the pastime to encourage his devotees. And it gives a lot of love. Mother Yasoda, she's so much in frantic position. Krishna is missing. Where did he go? All the others also, they become so, because that love for him is increases. And that's what Krishna wants. You understand?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So in order to get the maximum love out of you, all this pastime must be enacted. Just like when he went into the Kaliya thing, he was caught by this Kaliya snake and he was brought right down and all of them were fainting. Mother Yasoda was running into the river to kill herself. All these things was going on. So this is to show their love for him. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I want to see that, no, unless there's a situation, how you can understand. Yes. Just like Rukmini, when she was going to marry him, she was late. He's thinking that if he doesn't come now, I'm going to take this poison and I'm going to die. So when he heard, of course, he's in the heart, when he's heard it in that kind of a dilemma, he was overwhelmed. He says, just by thinking like this, I've sold myself to her. Like he said, when Draupadi was in helpless situation, she called, hey Govinda, because she called me with such kind of a love, I'm eternally indebted to her. This verse is there in the Srimad, the Nectar of Devotion. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna wants from us, love. He has got everything. So he annexed these pastimes to attract us. So by hearing, I'm sure you see like the Mahabharata, the movie, it is played and so many people are watching it over and over and over again because Krishna cannot be boring. Although it's actually some not so, some not so pure person, but the pastime is very
Means,
thrilling.
Prabhuji, it is not like I felt like it is boring, but it is like Krishna's lifespan on this earth is like 125 years, and in that 125 he performed some limited actions. So that will be like the same one in this how many years he did. Every universe he is doing like that. So limited only is becoming like unlimited in multiple universes.
The universe is repeated again and again and again. It's pastime.
So I just have this doubt that only these limited activities, unlimited times it is being repeated. Is it like that, or there can be a...
Let you know, the Ramayanam book in the spiritual world is billions of verses. But here is only 100,000. That means what he is doing else, all we only know this much, correct?
Yes.
Whatever other things he do may not be listed.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Understand?
Yes.
Just to give us a glimpse that we are, he killed this demon, he killed that demon. For 10 years he was in Vrindavan. I'm sure every day Prabhupada said he was killing one demon or other. All that is not mentioned. Yes?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. So
Wonder-
only few things are recorded.
Of
Which
course,
one?
so his pastimes are, so overwhelming that it says that even Ananta says with millions of food, trying to speak of them cannot finish. Yes?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So you mean if it's just Bhagavatam, I think you can finish in a few days or maybe the most 2-3 months, no? Correct? But if his activities are so overwhelming that Ananta says with the millions of food is up to today cannot finish, then you must understand how much more they are, correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm? So we are only hearing a glimpse of it, no? You follow?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So don't think that, oh, on the Bhagavatam is just killing Putana and that's it. No way. So every day is killing Putana is very boring, no? Huh? Hello? Because we are conditioned, isn't it?
Yes.
Otherwise, why Parikshit Maharaj could hear day and night and he was not born? He was going to die anyway. He said, please, no, tell me something. Huh? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So because we are conditioned, we don't have the capacity. So we have no interest to hear. For one who is not devotee, then this resolute determination of devotional service of hearing, chanting will not take place in the heart. Correct?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
So therefore we are praying, please give me that attraction. I want to be attracted to you. I want to serve you. I want to love you. Please help. Unless Krishna says yes, how it can happen? That's why Krishna says, I give you the intelligence, the knowledge in which you can come to me. I have to give you that interest. And how you give the interest? Unless he sees our dedication and devotion. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So anyway, this requires some maturity. It takes little time. So, but we have to do every day our devotional service. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ah. What is that? You have a question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Who is this? Hello? Sagar Kapoor. So what is your question? Mr. Sagar?
हाँ जी प्रभु जी.
सर आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो पूछ सकते हैं. You can ask a question. Any question?
I have no question, only for Pranam Prabhuji.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Pranam. So she's asking the question, can we offer hibiscus flower to the Lordship? I think generally these hibiscus flowers are offered to Durga, I think, If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, bro.
Is it not? They
Yeah.
offer to Durga, I think, mostly, So they're not offered to Krishna for some reason. Anyway, flowers with got no smell cannot be offered to the Lord also.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one more question to ask.
Once again, someone is asking, can we chant in Tulsi Mala? Yeah, we should chant in Tulsi beads. What the regulation need to be followed? We have to chant 16 rounds if you can. And you have to follow the 4 principles of no meat eating, onion, garlic, coffee, tea, No intoxication, coffee, tea, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, liquor, drugs, and then no illicit sex outside marriage, and no gambling. So you have to follow these 4 principles, and you have to try to chant 16 rounds a day. This is the requirement. Yes? Sindhu, huh? You see that? Sindhu?
Yes, Indhu Mataji, you can acknowledge.
Yeah, and for a start, Nim beats is okay. You can chant on the Nim beats also, no problem. So as long as you chant, that's the main thing. The main thing is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the requirement. All right, what is your other question? Hello?
I think there's a follow-up on the name beats.
What is the main list? That's it, main bits. Yeah, no problem. All right. Divya, you have another question, you said?
Prabhuji, it's Vrinda here. I have one question.
Linda, okay. What is your question?
Prabhuji, I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3. So there the Krishna is the source of all incarnations have been mentioned. So when it starts beginning with, about the Purush incarnations and all the those empowered incarnations of Krishna. So it starts with the 4 Kumaras and the Vara incarnation. So Prabhuji, the 4th number, it comes as the the Nar Narayan twin sons of King Dharma. And then afterwards it comes the incarnation as King Rishabha. So since the the Nar Narayan, they are the sons of King Rishabha. So they incarnated like before King Rishabha. Like I have this doubt, why is it mentioned that way?
Why is it what?
Like the empowered incarnations of Krishnas are mentioned in chapter 3, Canto 1. So like since Nara Narayan incarnation is the sons of King Rishabha, but they are mentioned before like they are mentioned first and then the incarnation of King Rishabha is mentioned afterwards.
I don't think Narayan is the incarnation of Rishabha Dev, I don't think so. Among the 100 sons, his name was not mentioned there, What I know. You finding it what? 1-3 what?
It's 139.
139. The 4th incarnation, the Lord became Narayan, his twin son, the wife of King Dharma. So he never say King Rishabha.
Prabhu, the purport it is written as King Rishabha advises sons.
This is here, as King Rishabha, the advise his sons. As King Rishabha advised his sons, Tapasya voluntarily accept the penance. It doesn't say he's the incarnation of, Rishabdev. Huh?
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji, I got it now.
No.
Maybe I read it in the wrong,
As King Rishabdev has advised his son, Tapo Devyam Putra Kahayena Tatm. So in that verse, Rishabdev advised his son to do tapasya. So as king advised, so Narayan is eternally doing tapasya even now at Badri Narayan in the Himalayas. Badrika Ashram, you understand?
Yeah. Yes.
Son of Dharma is not the son of Rishabdev.
Yeah.
So try to understand properly.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for clearing this doubt of mine.
So, there are no more questions.
One in
Bina,
the chat.
like you mentioned, Krishna creates interest and attraction. What about artificial attraction? Is that created by Maya Devi because the devotee fall down? Yes, the moment a person gets attracted into material life, then Maya takes over. Maya is waiting. The moment the devotee he gets into Maya, then all these things start working. Due to this external energy, the living entity, although transcendental to three modes of material nature, think himself as a material product and thus undergoes the reaction of material miseries. So the moment he identifies with Maya, then all these other things start working. All this, he thinks is the doer, he start thinking that he's performing all these activities. Actually, it is all carried out by Maya. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Under false ego, he thinks he is the doer. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. So under the influence of Maya, he thinks he's the doer. Everything he's doing is by his intelligence, his action. In this way, Maya overwhelms him. Yes? Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities as acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. For so by the influence of Maya, he does all these kind of things. And he gets bewildered. And more he gets bewildered, he sinks down in the, this whole ocean of Maya. So this is a pitfall. So in order to come out of that, you have to surrender to Krishna. Otherwise, it's difficult. Yes.
Yes.
That's why if you act with the senses, lust develops. From lust, anger comes. From anger, greed to envy to bewilderment of the senses, and finally madness, fall down. Correct? It goes systematically. So when you get attracted to the sense object, then lust develops. Kama, sanjayate, kama. Correct? It is there in this verse, you can see. When the senses act with the sense object, an attraction develops. While contemplating the object of the senses, a person develops attachment from them, and from such attachment, lust develops. And then lust brings anger arises. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. And when memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. When intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. Systematically, it is explained here. Yes? So you have to be careful. That's why Krishna says the greatest enemy is lust. Huh? Correct? Lust is the enemy, correct?
Right.
Huh? Yes, yeah. Kama esa, krodha esa. See? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said is last only Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So we have to be very careful. That's why we are always overly repeating, be careful, don't go into Maya. Correct? Huh? So you go to Maya, you will become very miserable. You cannot get happiness. And you carry on, you go to hell. You carry on enjoying the senses. This is the end result. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusion, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. So do you want to go in this direction? Huh?
No,
Correct. So try to become serious in spiritual life. So the question, do we have to read original book of Bhagavad Gita itself? I mean, for now, better just read Bhagavad Gita from Prabhupada. If you can get original, better. If you cannot, if you have his other book, just read first. Main thing is the philosophy, original or change. The philosophy cannot be changed. There may be some, lines they change here and there, but they cannot change the philosophy. The philosophy is Krishna is God and we are his servant. And we can only be happy when we engage in his service. And the best way to do that is to start chanting. And that message is not changed. That message is there in the original or the changed version. So if we can just understand that, then yes. But of course, if we can get the original, we have no objection. Yes? Hello?
Yep.
I have one follow-up question. Is any of the sons of Rishabdev also incarnation of the Lord? Yeah, the 11, was it? Not 11, yeah, I think it's 9 sons or what from the 100 sons, Navayoginas, correct, 9. The Navayoginas are also sons of Rishabdev. They are also transcendental. They are incarnations. I think they are Satyaved avatar. They are going around preaching. Rishabdev also, as this Bharat Maharaj is also a very powerful personality.
Thank you, Prabhu. Actually, the reason I asked this question, Prabhu, was because the Swaminarayan people, what do is that they take this particular part, son of Rishabh, and they change the meaning of that to son of Hari Prasad. And basically, in this way, they twist and try to present their false interpretation. So yeah, I just wanted to see that which actual sons of Lord Rishabdev are incarnations. Thank you. Thank you.
They're trying to go back to Godhead by following him. But he came in a different yuga, no? Correct? And I don't think any of them are strictly practicing what the Rishabdev never taught these things, He was a king from south, somewhere in Karnataka. He started copying his style, because at the last stage, Rishabdev was acting like, totally oblivious to the material world. He was lying naked. He was, behaving like a madman. So this king, Konka king, he saw that and started imitating and started this Jain philosophy.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh, Rishabdev is the Tirthankar and all they say. Anyway, I don't have much regard of these Jains, They talk so much, All of them mostly very rich, actually. They are always into big business and having big money. But I don't know spiritually.
Yes, Prabhu.
If they want to twist and turn, good luck to them.
Yes.
At least they should try to twist and turn their life, come back to Krishna consciousness. That's how we are concerned. You're really successfully following someone, then you should be preaching and first practicing, and then you should be preaching, no? Right?
Yes.
Who with, now everybody has a mask, no problem. But you have to walk around with a broom also, Huh? You think very practical walking? Huh? Hello? Maybe you can join this Modi's Cleaning India, squad, Huh? What do you call it? Bharat, what?
Swachh
What?
Bharat Abhiyan.
What's Bharat? You can join that group, right?
Yes.
So, next question. The one which I'm reading is edited one, it seems. Carry on reading, no problem. So, Prabhuji, what sort of life a fallen devotee achieve in next life? So, you want to go in that direction to fall down? Why? You like fallen position and next life you want to try? This life Kali Yuga is so bad already. Next Kali, I mean, when you come back, I don't know what will be the development. Correct? We should try in this life itself. We should be very serious to go back. Well, after knowing so many things, why you want to be complacent? Correct? Oh, we should not think like that. We should always become positive. What is the word? Optimistic, is it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
No. I will try. Somehow or other, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, you got the best Guru, Prabhupada. You know the philosophy, you know the process. So why you want to not make it? Why? Why you want to do? Why do you think like this? So you should. You should not think like this. You should start saying, no, by mercy of Prabhupada and Krishna, I want to get a chance to serve them, And anyway, spiritually speaking, devotees are not bothered. They have to take 1,000,000 births here and there, or they're not bothered. As long as they can serve. Anyway, that is their real interest, If Krishna wants to take me back or not, that doesn't matter. But I want to serve him. Hello? That should be. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed, Na Dhanam, Na Janam, Na Sundarim, Kavitam, Va Jagadesa Kame, Mama Janmane, Janmaneswari, Bhavatat Bhakti Atuki. I don't want wealth, I don't want women, I don't want any number of followers. All I want, your causeless mercy, birth after birth after birth. So the body is there in this kind of mood, no. They're not worrying next life, this life, that life, no. Any life, let me become your servant. Yes? So if we follow Prabhupada strictly, Prabhupada said, yeah, hold on to my dhoti and I'll take you back home, back to Godhead. So you holding on his dhoti means what? He's taking his instruction seriously, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So why you try, huh? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, looks like. So anybody get any more questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this beautiful explanation.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Let's accept humble obeisances of glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisance. All praise to Prabhupada. All praise to you.
All glories to you. Don't worry, just keep chanting.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Everything will come. As long as you chant, everything will come. You
Yes,
understand what to say. I cannot say anything. Correct? Any other questions or anything? I would like to say anything?
Any feedback, any comments today's session or otherwise? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for clarifying all the questions very, very nicely, Prabhuji, in such a way that we understand all this. And I want to say something to the audience, I mean, especially the newcomers, that they should take advantage of your classes and your time, especially, I mean, the time that you are giving to us. Means as you are really like 47 years experience, and how much we can get out of you, like you're giving it freely for us, and I just advise the new ones, just take advantage of it as much as possible.
Yes, you first work your way to get initiated.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Then everything will follow one by one without you knowing, because Krishna is in your heart. He gives
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Now I got it out. I just now, when you said it, the initiation also happening through devotees only, then it is means if Krishna or Prabhupada decides through the devotees, it will happen. It is like that.
What again?
If Krishna or Prabhupada decides through the devotees, it will happen. Whether if the devotees are means they are just a way like that.
You know, Krishna, man proposed, God disposed. Anything that happen can only happen by the will of Krishna.
Yes, Krishna is doing all.
Yes, so he uses the devotee as an instrument, just like he told Arjuna, you just act like an instrument. Understand? So we should always understand that we are just servant, acting under the order of Krishna and Guru. No time we are the doers. Everything is done by the Lord, by His energy.
Okay, okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Anything else? Yes, Priti Goranga, you want to?
Thank you, Prabhu, for all the session. Any closing comments or feedback or questions? If not, then thank you very much for the session, and keep joining the session. If the word can be spread across, that would be even great, so that we can share this benefit. And the association of Sundar is Grace Sundar Gopal Prabhu, and they can also take advantage. So preaching is key to our movement, and we all know that. So it gives us even enough strength. So that's my last request before we close for the day, and I'll pass on the parting comments for Sundar Gopal Prabhu to close the session. So thank you very much for joining, and we will see you in the next session.
Thank
So
you.
Sundar Gopal Prabhu, please take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind association. Thank you for inspiring me. Hare Krishna. Bless you.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
bro,
much.
for your kind association.
Please accept our humble obeisance. Okay, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.